Okay, welcome. I like how I'm getting, arm movements from my stagehand over here telling me what to do. Welcome back. I am Tara doing part 2 of Bricky's. Bricky. I want to say Brixie. Bricky's summary of Space Marine Legions in a nutshell. For those of you who are new to the channel, thanks for tuning in. I am JTS or Bernard's fiance. I have a little bit of knowledge about Warhammer. I have seen him take over many of our apartments with his addiction, and I have read some of the novels. So I'm loving this summary so far. It gives me an idea to fill in the holes that I'm missing, and I can make commentary of what I thought was true and see the truth from Bricky. So here we go, starting with the 11th Legion.
Was never here.
Legion 11.
Wait, what? Bricky and Co. does not infer the existence of any legions that may have, but definitely never did exist, or any stretch of the definition. What? So wait, are Legion 2 and 11 the two that disappeared and no one know? Okay, gotcha. Thank you. Now I get it.
Why, hello there. I have returned from touching grass. I know. I'm pretty cool with the grass touching him. Now let's continue our Warhammer lecture.
This ruffles my jammies! Okay, so what's going on here? I am a super sandwich!
The World Eaters. Allegiance, Heretic. Primarch, Angron. A butcher, a slaughterer.
His nickname for me was Angry. Angry Man. He's really angry. Now, he's the guy who has the connection with Sanguinius that we didn't know about until recently. What the hell? That's something so random to add after the fact. Like, how long has this shit been around? For like 30 minutes? 30 years? God damn it. I just got home from work. My brain is not working yet. The shit's been around for like 30 years. Or something like that. 40, I don't know. Whatever. And they just decided, Sanguinius and Angron, they're kind of connected. Like, just like, his mom is a perpetual. Like, how do we know that was always the plan? And not something that they just randomly in a room somewhere in England was like, what if we make them connected? What, that they just decided that they were connected? Angry Man, here we go.
Extremely, earth-shatteringly, unreasonably fuck-ass mad.
Single word descriptor, anger. Hey you! Yeah, you! Are you mad? Do you just fucking hate everything? Do you want to murder everything in sight and get rewarded for doing so? Then you should join the World Eaters. Home planet of Nuceria and Primarch Angron, who, if the name didn't suggest, is real fucking angry. Angron was raised a slave, forced to fight in gladiator pits. When he refused, they shoved old world tech into his brain so that if he ever felt any emotion other than anger, it caused him extreme pain. All his sons, wanting to be like their dad, also put a version of these nails in their brain. So now you have an entire legion who literally feel unimaginable pain if they are feeling any emotion other than anger. Slap them with a freight train of armor, 2 goddamn chainsaw axes, and you can see what's gonna happen. It's no wonder they're corrupted by corn. They're honestly a surprisingly...
It's amazing how fast the brain works. Because when he said that, in my head, I just imagined an ear of corn. I was just like, how are they corrupted by corn? Then my brain was like, oh, no, corn. It's Khorn, right? So, I think that would be hilarious if they were corrupted by an ear of corn. You know, roasted corn, Mexican corn, something. I'm silly, I'm sorry.
Sad legion that I actually screwed up and assumed that they were all just angry murderers. I mean, they are, But they didn't start out that way. Their corn corruption degraded their intelligence, their free will, and made powerful warriors into arguably even more powerful warriors, but blunt, like frothing at the mouth psycho warriors. The World Eaters, like I mentioned, the Space Wolves, they wear their concept on their sleeve. They are angry, they want to kill things, they want to kill you, and maybe some of their friends, and that's the faction. They're red, they're mad, they're gonna run at you and cause death. If you like that, you play the World Eaters. Or you like it because they were, you know, at one point a lot better than that. Most of Warhammer was a lot better than that. I was once a lot better than that. That was when I was in college. I didn't finish college, and neither did Angron.
Hail, Caesar. Who's got that by sunrise? I'll cut your balls off.
The Ultramarines. Allegiance, Loyalist. Primarch, Rabute Gilliman. That's how it's said. An Analyst.
When did they come out with that pronunciation again? It's always been Rabute Gilliman. Is there even an accent on the E? I feel like I have to look that up now. That bothers me. I have a bachelor's in linguistics, and I'm just like, I don't recall ever seeing an accent. So for you to just be like, Rabute Gilliman, like, oh God, he sounds French. That's just a crime against God. No offense to the French people. French. The language, not the people. Yeah, sorry. Rabute Gilliman.
A diplomat, a blueberry boy scout, single word descriptor.
Oh my God. Oh, okay. That commercial was very
Space
scary.
Marines on a box or just Space Marines in promotional material. Notice how they are always colored blue. These are the blue Space Marines. These ones here, the Ultramarines, who hail from the world of Macrog with their Primarch, Rabute Gorilla Man. Ultramarines are the white bread of Space Marines, the grilled chicken with salt and pepper. This is by no means an insult. They are plain Jane, but that's also because they are so goddamn good at their job. Their skill for warfare is paramount, but so is their ability for leadership. Gilliman for a while was a damn boring Primarch for all the reasons he was great, because no matter how hard you try, you don't win a war without logistics, without supply lines, without trade routes, without infrastructure and economy. You don't win anything without all that stuff, and Gilliman knows it, which is why he has one of the largest standing empires in the Imperium, named Ultramar, which is why his sons are the most recognizable of all the Space Marines, which is why the only thing that rivals the weight of their victories is the weight of their egos. They are good at everything and bad at nothing. They are great at everything. Other legions can do other things better than them, but they are good at everything. The most interesting thing about the Ultramarines is their characters, as they are all now inflicted with various amounts of ultra depression for many reasons. Gilliman is, at the time of recording, the only playable Primarch currently on the tabletop, and the only one that has returned to the 41st millennium for the Loyalist side. He took one look at what his empire has become and immediately wanted to fucking die. Being forced to lead everything he once hated, an Imperium rotten to its core with his sole responsibility to save it, is kind of what makes him interesting. They are a perfectly standard legion with perfectly standard ideals, and great if you want a simple, clean slate.
Uh-oh, stinky, funny poop.
Legions, heretic. Primarch, Mortarian, a reaper, a poison, an ungodly.
I called him Morty. Mortarion was Morty. This was before Rick and Morty. I called him Morty.
Stench. Single word descriptor, rot. The Death Guard hail from Barbaros with the Primarch Mortarion.
What is with all these planets blowing up? Like almost every Primarch, he's just like, it blew up. And I'm like, why? What's going on? Is this the whole heresy? So Horus and his friends were just blowing up planets? It sounds like they don't love each other.
The 14th Legion were known for their incredible resilience to damage.
That's a lot of damage.
Where the Imperial Fists were defensive thanks to tactics and posturing, the Death Guard were resilient because they could take a punch or a gut shot or a cannon to the chest and just keep on moving. They are slow, yet they are resistant, which was only confounded as a Death Guard captain, Typhus, codename Dickhead, sold them out to Nurgle, god of rot and decay. Now, the Death Guard are a Nurgle-worshipping infected legion whose ability to feel pain and take damage has all but just gone away. They wade through gunfire, able to kill normal Marines 10 times over and continue unharmed, all while spreading rot and disease in the name of their dark, very stinky master. Where the Death Guard enter, plague spreads. People get sick and they die. They spread debilitating disease to all around them. Why would a legion need to be anything more than very tanky when their enemies are falling over, puking, firing out of both ends, and having their skin peel off just by their presence? Entire worlds infested with a zombie rot, swarms of insects that eat flesh and metal alike, all while the legion advances slowly, painfully, allowing the disease they spread to take its toll before they reap the lives they believe belong to them. And look at Mortarian's model, dude. The man is baller as fuck. A gigantic moth with a gigantic scythe. Come on now. The Death Guard.
For my next trick!
I'm gonna fucking kill myself.
The Thousand Sons. Allegiance, Heretic. Primarch, Magnus the Red. A scholar, a sorcerer, a fucking nerd. Single word descriptor? Magic. The Thousand Sons hail from their homeworld of Prospero, with their Primarch Magnus the Red. The final of our 4 major Chaos God factions, the Thousand Sons are disciples of Tzeentch, the Changer of Ways. Heavily inspired by their Egyptian theming, the Legion themselves are slaves to the god of trickery and change. Most of them no longer even having a physical form, reduced to just dust, piloting suits of armor at the whim of a sorcerer leader. The Thousand Sons do not deserve their fate. There's a common joke that Magnus did nothing wrong.
He didn't.
This is untrue. He has done much wrong. However, he is very sympathetic, mainly because the Space Wolves and Leman Russ sought to end their rivalry through the annihilation of their legion, escaping only through the assistance of the Changer of Ways, and forever changed because of it. Meanwhile, magic is their main tool. Take some Lovecraftian style abilities, the eyes everywhere, and potent spells to be cast at their foes, whether these are bolts of psychic lightning, reversing time itself, opening up portals to unreality, or changing the very fabric of the universe. The Thousand Sons sorcery knows no bounds, and they are very good at it. If you're a fan of like wizards, your classic style of spellcaster, and you want a ton of them, combined with a tragic backstory and a Primarch who...
I've never seen their models. They look kind of cool. The Thousand Sons. Is Magnus playable? Yeah. Oh, okay. Why wouldn't you want to just be Magnus? I would just be Magnus it all day. I'd have wings. I'd be flying around. I don't got time to paint all of that, but I'm just saying. He looks pretty cool. He's the coolest thing I've seen so far.
Like Mortarian, looks fucking baller. The Thousand Sons are for you.
You fucking asshole!
Wait, what? Must have missed something.
To be cast at their foes, whether these are bolts of psychic lightning, reversing time itself, opening up portals to unreality.
Wait a second. They can reverse time? The Thousand Sons? So if Magnus technically wasn't a traitor, per se, why wouldn't he just do this? Why wouldn't he just go back in time and be like, Dad!
Changing the very fabric of the universe. The Thousand Sons sorcery knows no bounds, and they are very good at it. If you're a fan of like wizards, your classic style of spellcaster, and you want a ton of them, combined with a tragic backstory and a Primarch who, like Mortarian, looks fucking baller, the Thousand Sons are for you.
You fucking asshole!
There's no way, you're a fucking cheater.
Sons of
You're a
Horus!
cheater.
My dad works at Nintendo!
The Sons of Horus, or the Luna Wolves, or the Black Legion. Allegiance, Heretic. Primarch, Horus, a warlord, a treasured friend, or the traitor himself. Single word descriptor,
I think he shouldn't be defined by that word traitor. He should be defined by all the good that he did.
Salt. The Sons of Horus are the formal name of Horus's legion, hailing from the world of Cathonia. The Sons of
Blew
Horus
up.
themselves
How
were
many more planets
the
blew up?
strength of their attack was some of the most powerful in the legions. While the White Scars may favor speed for their strikes, the Sons of Horus were known for their overall offensive power. It was even said that if the Sons of Horus met the Imperial Fists, they would be at a stalemate for eternity. However, the Sons of Horus are no longer because, well, they are now instead the Black Legion, led by Abaddon the Despoiler, who claims to succeed where his father failed. The Black Legion are still an offensive and assault-based force, but they act much like the Ultramarines, but for chaos. Your standard black and brass Space Marine, who are known for recruiting in all different kinds of avenues. Anyone can become a member of the Black Legion. Anyone can swear allegiance to the War Master. You gain favored by not just one, but all four gods equally. Their famous line, "Let the galaxy burn," is the best way to describe them. It doesn't matter what the outcome is. So long as the Imperium dies, the Black Legion has done its job. They are a legion formed from hatred and spite, with a clear goal in mind, as the Dark Gods are calling and the Black Legion are sure to answer.
Hello. Do you have a moment to talk about our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ?
The Word Bearers, Allegiance, Heretic. Primarch, Lorgar Aurelian, a preacher, a fanatic, a choir boy. Single word descriptor, zeal. If the Black Legion answer the call of the Dark Gods, what if instead you decide to call the gods first? Well, then the Word Bearers are for you. The 17th Legion, led by Primarch Lorgar on the planet of Colchis.
Lorgar.
Originally obsessed with worshipping the Emperor of Mankind as a god,
Why
they
does
found
everything
despite
blow
his
up?
divinity, he was not worthy of worship because, you know, he raised their equivalent of Jerusalem to the ground for daring to worship him. Like, could you imagine if God actually showed up and was just like, Jerusalem is stupid, it just destroyed the whole thing? Like, what would that do to your head? But there are gods that want worship and will reward those who do. The Word Bearers are chaos worshippers to a T. All chaos gods. They specialize in demonic rituals, the summoning of demons, and the mutual possession of their own troops. They welcome demons to their bodies to fight as one. They exalt the dark gods themselves for aid, and guess what? They answer. In the world of 40K, Satan
Let's summon demons
back. He hops in his GT Mustang and he crashes on your couch. In the world of 40K, your rituals will end with genuine results. The Word Bearers know this. They know through sacrifices, through devotion, through dark baptism, the gods will answer and they will be rewarded. So they use it. They bring forth demons. They bring forth possessions. They bring forth the power of the Neverborn, the damned, and those that hide in the dark to bear against the Imperium. Lorgar sits there, smiling, as the truth he always knew, the existence of gods and the importance of faith, is a reality. It is a tool he is using to rend the galaxy.
Dear Sir Stroke Madam.
Salamanders.
Exclamation.
The Black
Fire!
Legion.
Exclamation.
The Salamanders. Allegiance, Loyalist. Primarch, Vulcan. A Forge Master. A behemoth. A very huggy boy.
Representation matters.
Fire. The Salamanders hail from Nocturne, a volcanic planet home to their Primarch Vulcan. They are the largest of the Space Marines, not due to numbers, but rather size.
Oh,
Vulcan, he is an enormous slab of beef, by far the largest of all the Primarchs.
Oh,
However,
damn.
don't let his size fool you, as he is also the kindest. Salamanders have the juxtaposition of looking frightening, being larger than other Marines, while also boasting an ashy, like coal color skin and blazing red eyes, while simultaneously carrying around all manner of flame weaponry. So your average civilian might be spooked, but in reality, they are by far the kindest of all the legions to those civilians. Vulcan believes that to safeguard the Imperium is to, at the end of the day, I mean, safeguard its people. So
Thank
unlike
you.
other legions who put their lives far and above the average human, the salamanders spend significantly more time trying to save them, often taking numerous losses by doing so. They are very independent as well. They're forgers and blacksmiths, maintaining their own weapons and crafting versions of it. They also have the very rare privilege of being able to see their families even after becoming a space marine. They care, which is the funny part, because the 7.5 foot tall giant with flaming red eyes who just reduced a traitor to bubbling metal says, "You have nothing to fear, young citizen. Take my hand." If you enjoy fire, melting things, and being the nicer of the Marines, salamanders are for you.
I'm sorry, but gain a new respect for the salamanders. Like, the fact that you can actually visit your family after you become a space marine, that's like the best health insurance. And it's like Vulcan's like, hey, I want all of you guys to be okay. Mental health is important. So before we go set this world on fire, I need you to go say hi to your mom. Like, that is the best thing ever. Like, I don't think I've ever read a book about the salamanders. And I think that's freaking awesome. Like, and I think he said it right. Like, whereas all the other legions seem to put themselves above and they're like, we're better than humans, or yeah, we're doing this because our dad said to do it, but they never seem to care about the actual human element of it. And the fact that this legion's like, yeah, the humans are kind of at the center of everything that we're doing. I'm like, thank you. Like, I just never got that whole thing about yeah. That's pretty awesome. Didn't know that about the salamanders. Salamanders they're okay. We can't all make the best decisions in life. Yes, they are loyalists, and you know, that was their fault. But I'm gonna give Vulcan credit for having some good, giving people mental health days. Like, you want your space marines at their best. You want them to be able to set people on fire, stab people, cut people in half. And in order for them to do that, they've got to be mentally sound. He knows that. I feel like he's that employer that offers the best health insurance. Like, that's who Vulcan is. Vulcan for the people. Vulcan 2024 for president. The Ravens.
Sneak attacks don't work if you yell it out loud.
The Raven Guard. Allegiance, loyalist. Primarch, Corvus Corax. A raven, a shadow. An industrial...
This is the guy who was like, quote, the Raven? Derp, the derp. Like, I think you had given me a book about him. That was so boring. I didn't even finish reading it. Whenever I get a book, any kind of book, it does not matter what it's about, what the content is, what the genre is. First thing I do, I read the last page, and then I flip backwards. I'm looking for something interesting that catches my eye. And people who out there are, you know, avid readers, I apologize if that offends you, but that's just how my brain has always worked. I look at the last page, and the last page is written very well. I don't even need spoilers or anything. I'm just like, does that last page engage me? Does that last page make me want to go back and see how did we get there? If it does engage me, then I'm like, I'm reading this book. If I read that last page and I'm just like, the fuck? Or, huh? And it's not even like confusion as, well, how did the plot do that? It's more like, I need the picture to jump off the page. I need the syntax of those sentences to weave some kind of story. And that happened for almost every Warhammer book I've ever read. Like, reading that last page and I'm like, I need to know how we got here. With the exception of this fucking book. I vaguely remember it because I remember reading that last page and being like, I don't give a fuck. Like, this is boring. And then I went through and I was just like, nothing. And I think I went back, read the first 3 chapters, and I was just like, nope, not interested. Don't care. Sorry if that offends you, but he just seemed like a piece of shit. I'm just like, I feel like he, Mortarion, Angron, and Perturabo should have made like a little club within the brothers. And it would have just been like, the name of the club would have been I've got so many problems. Like, that would literally be the name of the club. Because, I don't know, that seems to be all they say all the time. Like, I've got problems, I've got nails, I'm depressed, Daddy doesn't like me. Meanwhile, Fulgrim and Sanguinius are like frolicking in the fields, having the time of their life. Morgar saying a prayer and getting slapped by the Emperor for saying a prayer. Tell me if I'm wrong. Pretty much summarizes everything, right?
Real dance, DJ. Single word descriptor? Stealth. The Raven Guard are the final Loyalist Legion at 19 and hail from the planet Deliverance with Primarch Corvus Corax. If it hasn't been made clear enough already, the Raven Guard are stealth specialists and proficient in all manners of assassination. Despite this, their signature winged jump pack and double lightning claw look is, well, not very stealthy. They are named after, of course, the Raven and embody the entire concept of it as a herald of death. They are stealthy, patient hunters that have no problem with waiting and waiting and waiting until the moment to strike is at hand. It's not easy being a stealth faction when your stealth involves people in 1 ton of power armor, but they find a way. That, more than anything, should not be used to show how ridiculous 40k is, even though it is, but rather to show how good the Raven Guard are at their jobs. It's not about them sneaking around you without being seen, but it's also about them having lied in wait for so long that it wasn't until they were in striking distance that you even realized they had been there. And also, if you want, you know, edgelord Marines with a long black haircut, pale skin, ravens everywhere, if you want to field assassins and snipers abound, then the Raven Guard are for you.
He could be in this very room. He could be you. It could be me. He could even be... Whoa, whoa, whoa! What? It was obvious.
The Alpha Legion. Allegiance? Heretic. Primarch, Alfarius, and Omegon. Saboteurs, destabilizers, they're in your walls. Single word descriptor, espionage. Finally, the 20th Legion, the Alpha Legion, led by Alfarius and Omegon. The only Legion to have 2 Primarchs who were split.
That's so interesting. Like, I love listening to prosody. And, like, I don't know how it's written. I don't know if they have the IPA of the names, but seeing his name, Omegon, right? That's how you spell it, right? Like, hold on. I need to see how he says it. Yeah. I'm sorry, this is the linguistic nerd coming out.
Primarch, Alfarius, and Omegon.
Yeah, he says Omegon, which I guess you could take from Omega, but that wouldn't have been my initial reaction or my initial, I guess, instinct to say Omegon. I would have been like, Omegon. But I'm also weird. Or Oregon, I don't know, like, that's what we should call him. What did I call him again? Omega Rayon? Omega Ryan! Omega Ryan. Yes, okay.
Saboteurs, destabilizers, they're in your walls. Single word descriptor, espionage. Finally, the 20th Legion, the Alpha Legion, led by Alfarius and Omegon. The only Legion to have 2 Primarchs who were split as twins. The Alpha Legion are heretical, we think, and specialize in destabilization of society and armies. Their entire shtick is the Hydra, because when you cut off one head, 2 more take its place. All of the Alpha Legion look exactly like their Primarch. Olive skin, shaved head. All claim to be Alfarius. All are liars. They make the largest use of sleeper cells and cultists in the Chaos Space Marine factions because it's extremely easy to take over a planet when you've
poisoned our water supply, burned our crops, and delivered a plague
like
into
all
our
our houses.
Where the Raven Guard use stealth and sabotage to eliminate their enemies, the Alpha Legion prefer to weaken them over time with sleeper agents, impersonations, basically anything you can imagine from a hardcore spy movie or Cold War level espionage. Being Alfarius is not only an honor, being Alfarius is a requirement. There's a story of someone chasing down an Alpha Legion agent for years upon years, and when they finally catch up with them and they see that the agent is wearing the same face as their pursuer, because this was the plan all along, to kill him and take his spot. We're talking facial reconstruction surgery, we're talking hacking, we're talking political assassination and impersonation, everything. They are Space Marines in name only, because being a strong stoic warrior is not what the Alpha Legion is interested in. In fact, the Alpha Legion is interested in you not even knowing that the Alpha Legion is a thing. I am Alfarius. You are Alfarius. We are all Alfarius in his Lord's glorious army. Thank you everyone so much for watching this video. I hope you learned a little something. I hope if you were on the fence about what Space Marines you wanted to field, you would now have a better idea of what you want to play. Buy my Gamer Sub Shaker. It's on sale. It's on pre-order. It's ready to go. Just get it. Just get it. Use code Bricky. It's in the description. Just get it. And a huge thank you to all of my patrons over on patreon.com/Bricky and the members on the YouTube channel. Your names are here. I thank you a ton. You are all very generous. And oh, I need to answer a question. Have you ever attempted to touch grass but end up touching the Destiny 2 loading screen? Oh, damn it. I just...
Okay. I think I gave enough feedback, but I really liked it. It was a very, very, very nice summary of all of the legions. Again, filled in some holes that I had, because I had a lot of holes, just... that sounds weird. There were a lot of gaps in my knowledge, and I feel like this video helped to fill in those gaps, and it was very humorous. It was very informative, and I liked it, so I think I might watch some more of his videos later. I hope Bernard does not expect me to play now that I've watched these videos. This is only for the lore. That's all I care about. Yeah, I still believe Lorgard Magnus did nothing wrong. Still think the Emperor is a jerk. What else? Learned a lot about Vulcan. Did not know that stuff about the Salamander Legion. I think that's pretty cool. Still don't care about certain Primarchs like Connor and Raven Boy. Connor is Conrad Cruz. Raven Boy is... oh god, I forgot his name already. See, that's how much I don't care. Raven Fly Guy is what we'll call him. Raven Fly Guy, don't care about him. Fulgrim, I read that one book, and I really kind of liked him. I liked him in that book, and I know that's probably going to get me some harsh feedback, but I kind of liked how they described him and wrote him in that book. Who else? Sanguinius, I never got the whole... like, all I could see that Sanguinius is cool about is that he has wings. Wow, you've got wings. Like... the whole, oh no, I died, and now everyone has the thirst, and I'm just like, oh, calm down, bro, calm down, you're dead. Like, why would you make your sons feel that? Like, get over it, like, stop it. Listen, he still did it. He could have been happy about his death, like, wee, and then maybe his sons would have been like, oh, okay, dad's dead, that sucks, but we're happy about it. I don't know. The whole Angron and Sanguinius are linked madness is... Horus is still amazing. That's not going to change. Rabute Gilliman. Didn't really know that much about him, so... Ferrus Manus. He's over here making faces at me. I'm just trying to remember. Do I remember all the names? That could be a fun video. Can Tara name all of the legions as well as their Primarchs and if they're heretical or loyal? Giving you ideas over here. But that was fun. Thanks for tuning in. I was kidnapped and chained to the desk to do this, so I hope it was entertaining for you. But this is what a lot of us people who don't know shit about this. This is how a lot of us feel. Like, if they're genuinely interested, they take off, hit the ground running. If they're like me, who's like, I like the books are really well written, I don't know if I got all that time to sit there and paint shit, then I hope this video did something for you. Okay, thanks for tuning in. Please like, subscribe, follow JTS Wargaming, or I'll get the hose again. Bye-bye.